Anthony Joshua was completely dominated by Daniel Dubois on Saturday night, dropped 4 times and knocked out early in the 5th round. Most of the reaction out there is people giving Dubois big credit for an excellent performance and upset win, and Ryan Garcia also thinks Joshua should retire from boxing. Ryan Garcia said, "Joshua had a great career, but retirement is the best move." Ryan Garcia praised Anthony Joshua's career, suggesting retirement was the best decision after a successful run. He also noted in his social media post, "You were a great warrior, and you did a lot and made a lot of money. Can't forget to give Daniel his flowers. Great upset and great performance." Garcia commended Joshua for his achievements and also gave credit to Daniel for pulling off a significant upset. Garcia also took a quick shot at Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, with whom he has had some beef in the past. "Is it time for Eddie Hearn to hang them up to O? He is like 0-10 now. Ha ha ha, cheers Eddie. You have a shoulder to cry on with myself." Taking a lighthearted dig at Eddie Hearn, Garcia referenced their past tensions, humorously suggesting it might be time for Hearn to step back after recent losses. Oscar De La Hoya retweeted that one, as apparently he and Garcia are on good terms again for the moment. Former 2-time heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua has been urged to retire from boxing following his knockout defeat to fellow Brit Daniel Dubois on Saturday. The call came from former boxing champion Prince Nassim Hamed, who believes Joshua should bow out of the sport after suffering his 4th professional loss. Hamed said, "Whether he can or he can't, I'd prefer him not to. He's had his day in the sun like we all have. He's done great. He won amazing world titles. He's defended them. He's earned his dough. Listen, he should bow out gracefully. And that's it. Done." The 34-year-old Joshua was dropped multiple times before a powerful right hand in the 5th round ended his bid to return to the pinnacle of the heavyweight division. The defeat has raised questions about his future in the sport, but Joshua has dismissed the idea of retirement. But, Joshua said defiantly after the fight, "I want to continue fighting. We took a shot, and we came up short. What are we going to do? Walk away? We're going to live another day." Hamed, who retired at the age of 28 with a record of 36 wins and 1 loss, expressed concern for Joshua, highlighting the dangers of continuing in such a physically demanding sport, especially when taking heavy blows. Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has since confirmed that they plan to exercise the rematch clause included in the fight contract.
And we have a contracted fight with Riyadh season that could include the Daniel Dubois rematch. I think we need time. You know, I mean, I don't think he could have boxed much worse tonight, but you have to give Dubois brilliant, plenty of credit. He was brilliant tonight. He put the pressure on. We knew that he'd be dangerous in the early part of the fight, and the start couldn't have been worse, really.
Despite the defeat, Hearn believes Joshua still has what it takes to compete at the top level of the sport and hinted at a potential rematch or a major fight in Saudi Arabia under the Riyadh season banner.
But no immediate rush, but I know what AJ's like, and he would love to have another crack at him.
However, Hamed's call for Joshua to step away from boxing has echoed concerns from some quarters, especially after a series of setbacks in recent years, having previously lost his unified titles to Alexander Usyk in 2021, and now suffering another crushing defeat to Dubois. The task of returning to the top is increasingly Herculean for the British-Nigerian boxer. Dubois, on the other hand, has been hailed for his career-defining performance. The 25-year-old delivered a commanding display, asserting his position among the division's elite. His victory over Joshua has now set him on a path to even bigger fights, with his stock rising dramatically after the Wembley showdown.
I've only got a few words to say, man. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Before the final blow, Joshua had already been knocked down 4 times. With this victory, Daniel Dubois now sets his sights on a potential showdown with the winner of the highly anticipated December 21st bout between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. From the opening bell, it was clear that Daniel Dubois had come in with an aggressive game plan. Joshua, who many saw as the favorite, quickly found himself on the defensive, struggling to keep up with Dubois' relentless pressure and power. The signs of trouble were evident early on, and it all culminated when Dubois landed a final crushing right hand that knocked Joshua out cold, bringing the fight to a dramatic end. The magnitude of the event was highlighted by Michael Benson of TalkSport, who tweeted, 96,000 at Wembley Stadium for Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois, the new British boxing attendance record. The atmosphere was electric, and the record-setting crowd only amplified the significance of the night. Veteran combat sports journalist Kevin Ioli was quick to note Joshua's early struggles, tweeting, "DDD pummeling AJ and AJ reeling around the ring." This was a common common sentiment, as Joshua appeared overwhelmed by Dubois' power from the outset. Yole later added, AJ is in big trouble. He's down at the bell on his hands and knees. Ariel Helwani, one of the most recognized names in combat sports media, expressed concern for Joshua's condition, tweeting, "Nightmare start for AJ. Dubois up 2017 after 2. AJ rocked very early in the first and knocked down at the end of the round. Feels like he hasn't recovered. Legs aren't there. DDD fighting the fight of his life." Helwani's commentary captured Dubois' overwhelming start, which left Joshua unable to recover. Brian Campbell of CBS Sports captured the early drama, tweeting, "Down goes AJ in round 1. Dubois came out gunslinging." His sentiment echoed what many were seeing, a focused and determined Dubois who wasn't going to let the opportunity slip away. Social media influencer and celebrity boxer Jake Paul also chimed in, stating, "Wow, Dubois going crazy. Joshua looks super flat and uncoordinated." Paul's reaction mirrored the thoughts of many fans, as Joshua appeared unusually sluggish and out of sync from the start. The knockout became the talk of the night, with reactions flooding in from all corners of the boxing world, further cementing Dubois' stunning victory.
What do you guys think? That was insane.
Yeah, it was insane, man. You know, once it got caught, mate, from the early doors, we said whoever learns the first punch, they're going to win. And he done that, mate. And he done that, and he done it well.
Following Anthony Joshua's shocking knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, reactions from the boxing community flooded in. One notable voice was Conor Benn, who shared his thoughts on the surprising defeat. Benn, a rising star in British boxing, emphasized the unpredictability of the sport while expressing optimism for Joshua's future. Benn said, crazy. Where does he go from here? I mean, listen, he'll come back. He'll bounce back. You know what I mean? It's always wins and losses in the game, part of the game. Joshua will bounce back, and I'd love to see the rematch. Ben's comments reflect the mindset of many who have witnessed Joshua's career highs and lows. Despite the crushing defeat, Ben believes in Joshua's ability to recover, highlighting the cyclical nature of boxing, where even the best face setbacks. His mention of a potential rematch adds intrigue to the conversation, as many fans would be eager to see how Joshua might respond to such a devastating loss. As Joshua's path forward remains uncertain, the possibility of redemption and a highly anticipated rematch with Dubois could reignite his career and give fans another chapter in his storied journey. In the aftermath of Anthony Joshua's knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, promoter Frank Warren weighed in on the possibility of a rematch. With speculation swirling about Joshua's next move, Warren provided insight into the situation, discussing the potential for a second fight while stressing patience during this uncertain time.
There is a rematch clause, but it's not, we haven't got one. So, but I haven't got a problem doing it personally. And I spoke with his dad this morning, Stan, and he's on the same page as me. So who knows, it may happen, but it's all too soon to determine that. Let him go and have his holidays, break, switch off. And when he comes back, we can get down to talking about the future. But the one thing's for sure, he's got a very bright future.
Warren's comments reflect a cautious yet optimistic approach. While acknowledging that talks of a rematch are premature, he remains confident in Joshua's potential to bounce back. For now, the focus is on allowing Joshua time to recover and reset, with the door open to future opportunities, including a potential rematch with Dubois. Warren's belief in Joshua's long-term prospects reassures fans that despite the setback, the former champion's story is far from over.
Of course I'm shocked. I got it completely wrong. I thought it would end within 4 rounds, and it didn't. Well, it did.
After Anthony Joshua's unexpected defeat to Daniel Dubois, former cruiserweight champion Tony Bellew offered a candid assessment of what went wrong for Joshua during the fight. Bellew, a longtime supporter and analyst of Joshua's career, pinpointed specific tactical errors that may have contributed to his downfall, while also emphasizing what he believes Joshua needs to do moving forward. Bellew stated, "For AJ, it was over the moment that right hand landed. One guy comes out and lets his hands go immediately. Joshua starts by fencing and trying to box and set it up. It was the wrong approach, and he'll know it. I hope he walks into the post-fight press conference and says, 'Tonight, I made a mistake.'" Bellew's reaction highlights a critical analysis of Joshua's strategy. He believes Joshua was too cautious in the fight and failed to unleash his power early on, which allowed Dubois to dictate the pace. He further added, "I want the rematch straight away," and he jumps on him, because Anthony Joshua, when he's letting his hands go, is the most destructive heavyweight in the world. Tonight, he didn't let his hands go quick enough, and that's just the game with him. Bellew's call for Joshua Joshua to immediately demand a rematch reflects his confidence in Joshua's potential to correct his mistakes and reclaim his position among the heavyweight elite. His insight reinforces the notion that while Joshua faltered, he remains a formidable force when fighting with aggression and confidence. Bellew remained confident in Joshua's ability to rebound from the loss.
Of course he can. Well, like I've just said, he's still one of the most destructive heavyweights in the world. It's just tonight, he's had a guy just set about him straight away. I'm not taking anything away.
This reinforces Bellew's belief that Joshua's potential remains intact despite the defeat, attributing the loss more to Dubois' immediate aggression rather than a fundamental flaw in Joshua's ability. In the wake of Anthony Joshua's knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, reactions from the Fury camp offered a blend of respect and blunt honesty. Shane Fury, Tyson Fury's brother, praised Joshua's bravery despite the defeat, highlighting the grit Joshua displayed in the fight. Shane Fury stated, very good fight. Joshua again went up in my book. Even after seeing what took place, he went out on his shield. You can't ask for anything more than that." His comments reflect a deep admiration for Joshua's resilience, acknowledging that Joshua fought valiantly despite the outcome. Tyson Fury, however, delivered a more direct and candid assessment. Speaking aggressively, he said, "It's heavyweight boxing, boys. It happens. You get knocked spark out. It could have been me. It could have been you. It could have been anybody in the heavyweight division. That's what happens. You're one punch away from being smashed, knocked out." Fury went on to sum up what he believed caused Joshua's defeat, adding, "I think what went wrong is what always goes wrong in heavyweight boxing. A good right hand on the end of the chin, and that was it."
I don't know. Listen, it's up to the man and whatever he wants to do. If he's got a good ambition to come back again and do what he's got to do, I don't know. Listen, he'll have to make his own decisions. He's a big boy, isn't he?
Tyson's no-nonsense approach underscored the unpredictability of the heavyweight division, where a single punch can turn the tide of any fight, no matter how skilled or prepared the fighter. Former boxing champion Ricky Hatton expressed his concern for Joshua's future, calling for his retirement. As a close friend and longtime admirer of Joshua, Hatton emphasized that Joshua has already achieved great success and should now consider stepping away from the sport. Hatton said, "I'd like to see him retire as a friend. I don't want, he's been a two-time world champion, he's made the country proud. I'd like to see him hang his gloves up and enjoy his retirement." Hatton's comments reflect a protective sentiment, suggesting that Joshua's legacy is secure and that he should prioritize his well-being over returning to the ring after such a significant loss. In response to growing calls for Anthony Joshua to retire following his knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, UFC superstar Conor McGregor fiercely defended Joshua, dismissing the notion that his career is over. McGregor emphasized Joshua's resilience and ability to bounce back from setbacks, highlighting the unpredictable nature of the sport. McGregor said, "AJ is number one. This is a stadium show here, and it's a legend forever." On being asked, "Is there a way back for this? Conor, you believe?" he confidently replied, "Sure is. He smacked him back, stood his ground, and smacked him back. Then he went forward and got caught. It's only boxing. You get caught, you catch someone. Of course, he can come back for sure." McGregor's passionate defense reflects his belief that Joshua still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. He stressed that getting caught by a punch is just part of the game, and a single defeat should not define Joshua's career or future.
What I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're going to run away. We're going to live to fight another day. And that's what I'm a warrior.
Despite these calls for retirement, Joshua himself remains defiant, expressing his desire to continue fighting and redeem himself. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, is also optimistic about Joshua's future, indicating plans for a potential rematch. As the boxing community debates Joshua's next steps, one question looms large. Will Anthony Joshua heed the calls to retire, or will he rise to the challenge and pursue a comeback in the ring? Share your thoughts in the comments.